Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Kim, and I am the eldest son of Maria Young Kim. Mom's been addressed as with different names, different aliases. She's been known as Miss Kim, Young Maria, Kimmy, Kimchi Kim. But for all intent and purposes, I'm going to address her as Mom. Mom immigrated from South Korea at the age of 24 to the U.S. She immigrated to the U.S. to study and work as a registered nurse. My uncle Moses, is credited for matchmaking my mother and father. I'm not sure if he's ever collected, a finder's fee, but I'll happily pay it. Thank you. My mom worked as an ICU nurse for over 30 years at the same hospital, and she is survived by my brother and myself. Unbeknownst to me for a long time was that she had actually went with my aunt Sonny to Honduras on medical missions. And this is quite ironic considering I recently went on medical missions to Guatemala with my wife a few years ago. And I would have loved to have talked to her about it. And the other thing that you don't know about Mom was that she was an avid photographer. Although she had film cameras, and she would snap and shoot and spray and pray and develop all these rolls of film. But those are just a bunch of facts, and I know a lot of you only know Mom in the capacity of the last 10 years, being bedridden, miserable, and suffering. And I believe you've been cheated of the privilege to know Mom in the way I do, personally and intimately. So my job is to share a few stories that will give you a better insight on the person she used to be. In 6th grade, she confessed to me in a car ride, saying she hated funerals. They were boring. She told me that when it was time for her to go, I would be responsible to organize a party. Now, in 6th grade, of course, I couldn't think about it. But if I put these things into context, Mom wasn't necessarily going on the literal. She wanted me to think about not dwelling on the negative, the loss, but really emphasizing on reliving the great memories that she brought to this world. So the first story I'd like to share with you was that Mom loved her children. John can say otherwise, but she spoiled us, but she liked to do it in a practical way. So in the summer of 1989, Batman was released. Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, it was a great movie. And my mom took us to see it like a Friday night. And we saw it, we had really crappy seats, front row seating, and but we loved it. But that night we came home, or the next morning, and we saw on the news that someone got shot, over a squabble in the popcorn line. My mom turned to me and John and said, "Listen, love you guys, I love watching movies, but we're never gonna risk our lives over popcorn. So if we're gonna see a movie, we're gonna do it a smarter way." So at the time, my brother and I thought, oh my goodness, we're never gonna see a movie again. But that wasn't true. Every subsequent movie we saw in the future happened to be a Saturday matinee. And every time we had to see a movie, we had to microwave popcorn and prepare the bag with sodas, or there was no deal of going to a movie. This is where I have to apologize in public to my wife, because this is the only way we watch movies now. as I said, Mom was practical about this stuff. The second story I'd like to share with you is that Mom was kind, she was stern, but sometimes her motives were mysterious. Sometimes she didn't say much, and I could never figure it out. So when John and I were a lot younger, he was 6, I was 7, we have a incident that I like to call running with scissors, and it doesn't turn out well. So to say it briefly, John was running, I had scissors, open scissors, we connected, and John's arm is like gushing blood, okay? John's going, where? And Mom runs out, what happened? She sees him, the nurse, the ICU nurse goes, she grabs him, pulls him to the sink, puts pressure on the sink, don't worry, it's okay. Next thing she does, she comes over, hits me, whack. While saying, no, don't hurt your brother. Next, she comes back to my brother, it's okay, put some pressure on it, ice water, and then comes back, whack. So after a few rounds, Mom, she got dressed and she took John to the hospital. Unfortunately, it happened to be the hospital where she worked, and before she left, she said, wait till he finds out. And he, meaning my father. So I was actually quite concerned, and I was thinking about it for a long time. But, the mystery here was that after that incident, I never received any further disciplinary action, nor we never spoke of it again. So you're also probably wondering how or why, or what the hell was going on with Mom. But, John comes home, 30 stitches, and I apologize to him, and I consoled him with the only currency I had at the time, which was a Transformer toy. And he was fine. And John goes, you are a lucky bum. Mom told Dad that she was preparing dinner and she accidentally cut me. The end. Of course, my dad bought the story. And my mind went, why did Mom do that? Why did she protect me? I made the mistake. I think the next day or days after I asked her, and Mom said, son, your dad had a long day at work. He came home. His family was home, safe. All he cared about was being fed a nice meal. He doesn't need to know the details. Now, if you're looking for pain, I can go tell him the truth. And I was like, oh, hell's no. Thank you. So in that case, there were other stories where Mom was kind of mysterious, but I never could understand why. But I know she was showing her type of her own love and saying, son, I forgive you. It's okay. And as I said, that every time, and this story has never come up again, it would only come up when my family would ask, John, what happened? And John would be like, but my mother and father never said anything about it again. The next story I'd like to share is that Mom was honest, brutally honest. She believed honest feedback was critical to anyone. And so, for example, she would say, young man, are you trying to show me something? If not, zip your fly, please. And this was outside in public. So the next time, Mom had scheduled an eye doctor appointment with me, and I forgot to brush my teeth. Big mistake. We're in this small waiting room. I know there are 10 other people in there, probably kids my age. I didn't say a word to Mom. Oh my God, you forgot to brush your teeth. I'm mortified. Of course, the first thing you're trying to say is, Mom, quiet. What did I tell you? Cover your toilet bowl mouth. Oh man. How do I get this woman to please be quiet? But Mom's thing was, if you kept going, her pitch and volume would increase incrementally. Please. I said, close your toilet bowl mouth. Something died in there. Son, when you go see the doctor, keep your mouth shut or you'll kill him too. And so, in the last story I wanted to share with you was that Mom was very observant even until the end. Within the last 3 years of my mom's, my mom's condition, she was reduced to saying one-word sentences. Hi, bye, yes, no, Peter, John, 며느리. 며느리 is the word for daughter-in-law. And sometimes it was a crapshoot when you went to go visit Mom, because you don't know. Sometimes she's sleeping the entire time. Sometimes she's awake. And the days she was awake was good. She'd stare at you, smile. And one time, she looked at me, and she looks puzzled, as if she's trying to solve a math problem. And she starts pointing. I get closer. Pimple, 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 pimple. And that Susanna was there, so she heard it and laughed pretty loud. But that was actually my last fond moment of Mom, and I wanted to share that with you. So, hopefully some of those stories gave you an idea of what Mom was like. I could go on because there are so many inappropriate stories I cannot tell you right now. But it's I know everyone. This week's been very tough for me, and my family. We realize the rock of the family is gone, but I know that she's leaving this earth in a better state than when she had found it, and I'm very proud of that. Today happens to be my birthday. It's not the way I plan on, celebrating. However, I'm very honored, and I wouldn't change this moment for anything else. I love my mother, I love my family, I love my friends, and I'm honored that you're here with me today and sharing this moment with us. And we're gonna miss Mom. That's without saying. And it's a sad time, but I can't be sad because we know her memory will live in us forever. And I do appreciate all of you for coming. Thank you.